Hi, this is Glenda. I just thought I'd show you what I've been up to. We've got our Papermates group this afternoon and we're doing Christmas cards, so I sort of prepped my stuff for that and didn't feel like doing any more Christmas cards because I've already got more than I need, and I'm going to have a go at selling them at our market, but I don't think I'll have any luck. And then after all my mess with the solvent cards, I thought I just want to do something clean. So what I literally did was clean. I'm guessing that most of us who do a lot of either cards or scrapbooking or whatever have a spot where we just dump all our extras, and this is my spot after I've tidied it, and believe it or not, I've used up at least half of them. And it's just all the, where you've done an extra die cut, or you've been making flowers, or a few of them were things I took to share and they weren't used. So there's all these bits that just accumulate, and I thought, okay, let's use some up. So, I did some that were really clean because I didn't want to get all mucky. So I had a rosette left over, I had a bit of a border thing left over, I had a die cut left over, and there I've used up a brad that I've had for years. So for very little effort, I've got this one. With this one, I had a little tag left over, I had bits of flour left over, I had a little disc that I'd made, a bit of marbled paper left over, an embossed piece left over, put it all together. You're also looking at virtually no cost because they're your leftovers from other experiments and things. And these are designs I would never come up with if I was looking to design a card. So I thought it was worth sharing just because of the things I've learnt doing it. I'm sorry, they are all wrapped because I didn't know if it was going to be worth showing them, so I've actually packaged them up. But I'll show you what I've done anyway, and you can always turn off if you don't like it. I did do the embossing on the card base, so that was new. I had some flowers already cut, so I made them up. Window, I'd been experimenting with window die cuts. I've got lots of lattice and little swirls that I had cut for sharing with people. This one, it's two pieces. I had the word faith and I had this window. It did have sides on it, which I managed to glue up and mess up and had to cut off. But that's as simple as you can get. Then you can go sort of more vintage, and this one I just lay it up, some bits and pieces. I had a bit of that sort of grungy paper stuff, a couple of borders and another window that I'd done, some lattice, and I'd been playing with the flower centres a couple of weeks ago and the little flowers, and so all those bits were just lying around. That was not actually one that was from the leftovers, that was one that created leftovers, but it was inspired by our Heartfelt Creations card. I had some grassy bits, some wood grain, and this flower I'd made but not used. This one uses a lot. I mean, some of them are more successful than others, but as I say, I came up with things that I wouldn't have set out to do. So, used another rosette, little flower my daughter had crocheted, a few bits of this lattice, which actually looked better as I was, because what I did was sort of put the bits out on the table and sort of see if they made a pattern. And of course the table's a lot bigger than the finished card, so they actually looked better before. And it probably would have looked actually quite good on a layout, a bit more spaced out. But I don't do that, so moot point. This one I used up little flowers I'd done the other day, and a little cameo I'd made a while ago. And I used some of the dies that I have bought but only tried once and not really done much with, so I sort of got inspired by somebody's card to do some layering up with different dies. When I was cleaning out all my magazines, I had this rug colour sample, and I'd sort of saved it because I thought I could actually use that as an embellishment, and I did. And the big puffy flowers that I made a while back and hadn't used because they're really big. But I think they'll post okay because they fold flat. They're quite forgiving. They might not make the dimension limits, but they'll go through the post. This one was a lady I had left over from just the other day from my new stamp. More of this lattice, a flower I'd made a while back, and yeah, and this was a sample. Now I can't even quite remember where I got it from, but it was a sample of this fabric, and yet another leftover flower, and a centre I got the other day on clearance, and that probably won't go through the mail because it's way two-dimensional. But yeah, so I've got all different styles, all inspired by leftovers, and it just was a learning thing that, you know, you do come up with different things if you sort of challenge yourself to use what's already there and have a bit of a clear out. So I found things I'd forgotten I had, and I made a pile of cards. So thank you if you did watch, and until next time, bye.